Suppose here, uh, before connecting, suppose there is a wall here. The temperatures and pressures are mentioned there. And after opening the valve here in the two bulbs, suppose the pressure, why? Because valve is open means gas flows from one to the other, they will come to common pressure. But volume of the bulb, it is rigid bulb. So bulb size is not increased, they are not balloons. Okay, bulbs. So volumes remain same, V1 and V2. And here the temperatures, finally, since they are coming into contact, the temperatures, they come to one common temperature, T here. So in this case, if you see what I am saying, after opening the valve here, after opening, lifting that valve here, allowing the gas to flow from one bulb to the other bulb. In that case, what I'm saying, suppose there is some 2 moles of gas here and 1 mole of gas there. Okay. Due to the pressure variation, gas flows from one to the other. Here the volume will be same, but the number of molecules in this bulb and that bulb will be changed. So it may go to some like 1.8 and that will come to 1.2. But look at here, the number of moles in the in the first bulb before and after are not equal. And here also the number of moles are not equal. But total number of moles in the two bulbs will be same. 2 plus 1, 3. Here 1.8 plus 1.2, that is also 3. That's why here what I am saying, before opening the valve, the number of moles in the two bulbs will be N1 and N2. After opening, let the number of moles be N1 dash and N2 dash. What I am saying is N1 plus N2 total is equal to N1 dash plus N2 dash, but N1 is not equal to N1 dash, N2 is not equal to N2 dash. This total number of moles remains the same in both, constant altogether. So first, using that concept, what I am going to write here, number of moles before means using the ideal gas equation, PV is equals to nRT, P1 V1 by RT1. And in the same way, quickly write here, P2 V2 by RT2. And here N1 dash and N2 dash I write here in the first bulb. Okay, after opening the valve, the number of moles will be PV1 by RT. Okay, and here will be PV2 by RT. Okay, previously I took the temperature constant, that's why I cancelled the total denominator. Now the total denominator is not getting cancelled now. So I have to write here P1 V1 by T1 plus P2 V2 by T2 is equal to, just I can take here P by T common. Okay, R on both sides get cancelled. I'm getting V1 plus V. So here problem is I am finding out two unknowns, not one unknown. Pressure and temperature, common pressure and common temperature after opening the valve. So I require second equation. Okay, that second equation, what I am saying, here the gas is flowing from one to the other. While flowing, here the volume of the gas in the first bulb or second bulb remains same. So here volume remains same means, come to your thermodynamics concept, if volume of each bulb remains constant, okay, then the work done here, which is PdV, that is equals to 0. Okay, work done 0, first thing. And number 2, here just I am opening the valve and I am not supplying any amount of heat from outside. I am not supplying any amount of heat means the total amount of heat remains constant, so that dQ is equals to 0 and dW is also equals to 0, so that du is equals to 0. According to your first law of thermodynamics, dQ is equals to du plus dW. That's what I'm saying. The internal energy in the two bulbs remains the same. Okay. Or else you can write total internal energy before is U1 plus U2, after U1 dash plus U2 dash. That U1 plus U2 is equal to U1 dash plus U2 dash. Okay. And here the difference in the total internal energy of the system is equals to 0. Okay, this is the total internal energy. This is U before and this is U after. U before minus U after is equals to 0. That is du is equals to 0, whatever. Okay, so here what I'm saying, U1 plus U2 before equals to U1 dash plus U2 dash means here the internal energy. If you go back to there, our internal energy formula in that chapter is NCV T nano. Du is equals to NCV dt. Okay. So using that formula here, CV I have to take same. Why? Because the same gas is taken in both, like monatomic or diatomic or tri or polyatomic. Okay. So here, suppose hydrogen, here also I am taking hydrogen. Means CV in both the bulbs same. CV1 is equals to CV2 for times. Okay, that's right. CV here in all cases I can write common. CV, CV, here also CV and here also CV. Okay. Number of moles in the first bulb N1, there N2, here N1 dash, here N2 dash. Okay. And here the temperature NCVT, N1C1 T1, sorry, N1CV T1, U1 is plus U2 is N2CV T2, okay, is equals to N1 dash CV into, after opening the valve, U1 dash N1 CV, temperature is T nana, T. Here also the temperature is T, T is taken there. Now look at, very simply you are getting the common temperature. Okay. Common temperature means here CV both sides get cancelled. You are getting N1 T1 plus N2 T2 by, here I can write N1 dash plus N2 dash is equals to T after cancelling C. Okay. There, sorry, N1 dash and N2 dash I don't know. No problem. N1 dash is unknown, N2 dash is unknown, but N1 plus N1 dash plus N2 dash is known, which is equals to N1 plus N2. Okay, so I can write here what, suppose I can erase this part. I can write that one common temperature is equals to N1 T1 plus N2 T2 by this whole thing N1 dash plus N2 dash. I can write it as N1 plus N. Okay. Again, you may raise one question. Sorry, even N1, number of moles also not given in the question, sir. No problem. What is given? Pressure, volume, temperature. Okay, N1 you write it as P1 V1. Okay, P1. I am writing ideal gas equation. P1 V1 is equals to N1 or T1. Okay, so N1 I can write N1 into T1 straight away equals to, I can write P1 V1. Okay, P1 V1 by R. Plus here N2 T2 in the same way I can write using the ideal gas equation. N2 into T2 is P2 V2 by R. Okay, divided by N1 is P1 V1 by R T1 plus P2 V2 by R2. Okay, of course by R, if you take common, R get cancelled, you are getting the equation. What? P1 V1 plus P2 V2 divided by, if you take LCM, P1 V1 T2 plus P2 V2 T1, okay, divided by T1 into T2, that I am taking to the numerator. This is your common temperature. Okay, so it is the second equation what I got finally using the internal energy concept. So the expansion of gases is linked with thermodynamics. Okay, so from there I got the common temperature. Actually here it is over, but we don't know N1 and N2. That's why I substituted here. Okay, and after getting this temperature, you substitute it there. That's it. You will get the answer. Okay. So here you will get the common pressure as well as common temperature. Okay. That will be very easy, Nana. If you substitute this temperature there, this whole denominator get cancelled. If you see there, T1 V1 T2 plus T2 V2 T1 by, means I'm taking the LCM to the left hand side. T1 T2 equals to common pressure into V1 plus V2 divided by the temperature is what, P1 V1 plus T2 V2 into T1 plus T2 divided by this part will come now. Divided by P1 V1 T2 plus T2 T1 means that will come to the numerator. That's what I'm saying. Even though it is appeared like a big equation, finally you get common pressure, your known equation. P1 T2 into here I will get P1 V1 T2 plus P2 V2 T1. This part and this part will get cancelled. Therefore, common pressure is equals to, you are getting P1 V1 plus P2 V2 divided by V1 plus V2. Okay, so common pressure that is not changing if you observe there. Okay, common pressure is not changing whether the temperature is kept constant or not kept constant. Okay, but if it is not kept constant, what will be the temperature I gave here? Okay, so you do no need to remember this equation, Anna. What I am saying, common pressure is the same. P1 V1 T plus P2 V2 by V1 plus V2. In numericals, just you use this equation, substitute there, you will get the common temperature without remembering this equation. Okay, this is the story, Nana, when the temperatures are not equal there. Okay, right? Any doubt in this concept, Nana?
No, sir.
Okay, right. So here, coming to this concept, Nana. Okay, this one what you said, you know. Then I'm coming to this part, weightlessness, a weightless piston. And here, if they give the weight of the piston, then how to solve? Okay, in that case, Nana, very simple. Here, look at both sides. The total tube is closed. Total tube is closed means from outside, you no need to consider the atmospheric pressure. Okay, but problem is here when it is tilted like this. Here, the weight of the piston, actually this is piston, the weight actually acts vertically downwards. Okay, that weight creates some pressure. That pressure is equals to force by area, all of you know. So here problem is, if they give the weight for the piston, that pressure acts here. Okay, particularly if you resolve it into components, I require one component like this. You won't get the component in the opposite direction. You know that weight and its a component. Clearly, it is not the angle with the horizontal number. That's why I can't say it is mg sin theta straight away. It is making an angle 60 degrees here with the vertical. So its component here will be component equals to, I write mg cos theta, cos 60 divided by area. Okay. This is the extra pressure acting on the lower part, means on the left side part. Why? Because it is tilted up. Okay. That's why here pressure, this pressure acts on the lower part, means immediately this gas will be compressed. Why? Because you are getting extra pressure here on the lower part. Compressor means this one may move to this to the second position here. Okay. In that case, what I am saying, suppose it is displaced by a distance of x, okay, along the cylinder. Then here I can write the length of the left hand side here, means lower part, total 100 nano, previously 50 and 50. So I can write this part as 50 minus x, the length of this part, and other part, the length of this part will be 50 plus x, I write. Okay, and again, I am keeping the temperature, I am not changing the temperature, temperature constant. Temperature constant and no gas is escaping from one side to the other side. Why? Because there is no hole here in this piston. That's why this gas is actually observed like compressed. That gas is here expanded. Okay. So if you observe on one part, since the temperature is equal to constant, I am going to use again Boyle's law. Boyle's law means here P1 V1 on the left hand side is equals to P2 V2 on the left hand side. Only one side I am seeing. P1 V1 means I have to write P into V by 2. Okay, is equals to left hand side means lower part. Here P is I don't know that pressure. P1 I write P1 into volume here I write. Look at 50 minus x given length. Length into area of cross section gives volume. That's why I write here volume as 50 minus x into area of cross section. And here also I can write V by 2. V by 2 means that side. The length I write here total 100 by 2, 50. So here I write P into 50 is the length. Length into area of cross section. Okay. This is the pressure here. Okay, that pressure I don't know. And on the other side, if I write P into V by 2, V by 2 is 50 into area. Volume I'm writing length into area is equals to on the other side I'm assuming the pressure as P2 into the length. Here 50 plus x into area of cross section. Okay. So I use P1 V1 is equals to P2 V2. Again P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2 on left hand side and right hand side. Okay. And here look at all together we are finding out three unknowns. P is unknown, P1 is unknown, P2 is unknown. Okay. X generally they will give none, how much it is displaced. Okay. Otherwise we find four unknowns here. Okay. But finally we will get only three equations now. The third one what I am saying here is the pressure on the lower part is equals to, can I say, pressure from the top plus due to the weight of the piston, the extra pressure. Means here on the lower, like here what I am saying, suppose if I ask the pressure here and it is one piston, okay, I have to write pressure at the top means atmospheric pressure, okay, plus the pressure due to weight of the piston, mg by a. Generally, we write now while solving the problems. In the same way, above the piston, the pressure here I consider as P2. P2 plus due to the weight, the pressure on this side, here I already wrote mg by a means I have to write that component as mg cos 60 by a. Okay, in the direction of the cylinder. So here I write pressure on the lower part P1 is equals to here pressure on the top, that is P2, plus due to the weight of the piston in this direction how much pressure is acting. That pressure I got mg cos 60 is a half divided by a. Okay, so if I substitute if I try to solve these three equations, I will get P1 as well as P2 and the pressure P. Okay, this is the story, Nana. And here in this case, what are unknown? What are the known things? Area not required, Nana. If you simplify, area will get cancelled in all. And here, what are the things? Here they have to give the displacement. They have to. What will be the displacement? Okay. This type of model previously many times given in exam, if you observe. Okay, even in advance as well as mains, in both the types of exams he gave previously. Okay, but he gave a little bit differently. What? Suppose if you see there, one question, what given in exam? Okay, related to it. Here, this is as usual. one like test tube, but both sides closed. Okay. If one side is closed, other side is open, and if you trap one mercury thread of certain length here, then it is called as Quills tube. I think you know it. If one side is open. Okay. But here what he is doing, both sides is closed. Like, okay, both sides are closed, and he is saying that the length of that mercury thread is say some 5 centimeters. This is the mercury. Okay. And here the total length means actually he did not mention the total length. What he said, when it is a tilted light, okay, it is tilted light to this position, where this is the mercury thread of length of 5 centimeters. And here after tilting, from that concept we observe the length of the lower part will be decreased compared to the upper part. And he gave there those two lengths as 44 and 46. Okay, you take here. Here the length is less, and other side the length will be more a bit. Okay, here this part of length is given as 44, and that part of length is given as 46. That's what I said. The displacement you can say none. Look at, except this mercury thread, what will be the total length of the tube you see here, the total length. You can say there, here 44 plus 46 means total 100. Okay, sorry, 90. Total 90. 90 means one side here it will be 45 before tilting, other side it will be 45. So the displacement directly you can observe there from here, from the concept. It is 1 centimeter displaced down. So that became 44, 1 centimeter increased, that is 46. Okay, here it is tilted through, given as 60 degrees, previously given in exam. Okay, that is the information given, Nana. And the total system is kept at constant temperature 30 degrees given. That 30 degrees information is actually unnecessary for us. Okay, and here what he is asking, find the pressure in the tube. Means he took the initial pressure both sides as P, then P is equals to how much? Okay, that P directly you can't get, Nana. Okay, why? Because after tilting we are considering here it is P1 and that is P2. Unless you find either P1 or P2, you can't find P. Okay, so from this relation you can say P into volume, this is P into 45 into area of cross section, is equals to, I have to write P1 into what here 50 minus x, like here the length is 44 into A. Area of cross section unnecessary, Nana, that get cancelled finally. So you are getting P into 45 is equals to P1 into 44. Okay, but problem is on the other side, if you see, before tilting, P into 45 is equals to, here you can write P2 into 46. Of course, A on both sides get cancelled. Okay, so if you equate these two, you will get some relation between P1 and P2 here by neglecting the left hand side. Why? Because both are equal here. That implies by equating these two, I will get a P1 into 44 is equals to P2 into 46. This is what I am saying. That relation you can find from here. Okay. So here P1 is equals to what we have to write, Nana? P2 plus after tilting mg by area of cross section into cos theta. Okay. So mg by area of cross section into cos theta. Cos 60 is half. Here I write the mass as, mass is unknown, Nana, but length is known. So for this part, the total mass is equals to density of mercury. Mass is density into volume of this one is length into area of cross section. Length of this part is given, Nana. That is 5 centimeters. pi into area of cross section, density into volume is mass, into G by area of cross section into half. That's what I told. Here area of cross section get cancelled. So area get cancelled. You are getting P1, P2 relation now. Okay. These pressures also, if you write in terms of H rho G, like atmospheric pressure, we say in terms of height, like a 76 centimeters of mercury. In the same, if you write H rho G, since it is mercury, we are going to write the pressures in terms of heights of mercury. Then rho and G also will get cancelled. That will be very easy. Okay. So if I write these two as P1 and P2 as some H1 rho of mercury into G is equals to P2 some H2 into rho of mercury into G plus, if you write here 5 rho G by 2. Okay. So if you write in terms of height, I will get some relation between the pressures P1 and P2. P1 is equal, in terms of height I'm writing now after cancelling the rho G here. Means that pressure I'm saying in terms of height. P1 is equals to P2 in terms of height plus this is 2.5. Okay. See here, you can find out the P1, P2 relation, either P1 or P2. P2 is equals to, if you write P1 into 44 by 46, then you will get P1 value. P1 is equals to P2 in P2 is equals to P1 into 44. In place of P2, I am going to substitute P1 into 44 by 46 here from this equation. Okay, plus 2.5. From this, I am going to get the value of P1. P1 into, if I take this down to the other hand and take LCM, I will get to 2 by 46 is equals to 2.5. From this, I am getting P1 is equals to 2.5 into 20. Okay. If I substitute here that P1 in the first equation here, P into 45 is equals to P1 is 2.5 into 23 into 44. I will get the pressure here in terms of height. Okay. So related to this concept, previously he asked, this is one question. Likewise, he asked many questions. Okay, this is one question what he asked. One time he asked kept horizontal inclined. One other time it is placed completely vertical like this. Okay. One time he asked initial placed vertical and then tilted to an angle theta. Like different models he asked related to this concept. So that concept many times focused previously in exam. Okay. This is one model, Nana. And I need some clarity here. What? Come to here. Here, this is what I said, evacuating the using the vacuum pump. Okay. Suppose in numericals they give some value here, data, initial pressure, initial volume, some numericals suppose they give. And here this is the amount of volume you are sucking into the pump. Okay. That much volume you are here extracting out from the bulb, sealed bulb. That volume, let it be delta V. At each stroke, constantly, you are pumping out delta volume of delta V here from the bulb. Okay. In this case, Nana, after n strokes means you have to understand, I kept first temperature constant. So I have to use what concept? The Boyle's law as usual. PV is equals to constant. Means before starting the experiment here, means before pumping out the air from the cylinder. The P into V is PV is equals to, after one stroke, let the pressure be P1 and the volume of gas inside be V1. Okay. So here what I say, you are taking delta V out means the volume of air immediately after giving one stroke there will be here V plus delta V, Nana. Okay, this you have to understand. Student may argue here, sir, you are pumping out delta V now, the volume becomes V minus delta V. what I am saying, to pump it out here using the vacuum pump, what you are doing there, from this sealed bulb of volume V, first of all, you are moving the piston out and here allowing the gas to enter into the piston and occupying a volume of V and delta V. Okay, V and delta V means if you move the piston to here, the total volume of the gas inside the bulb, I have to take V plus delta V. At that instant, the pressure is P1. Now I am giving one stroke. Okay, means at that instant, what the pressure the bulb is getting, if you see there, P1 is equals to PV by V plus delta V. Okay, so that volume will come out. Okay, and means volume is actually what is happening. Some air molecules or gas molecules are thrown out through this exit way, that is a hole. Okay, through that it will come out. And here, look at, after pumping out some number of molecules, the remaining number of molecules will occupy the same volume. I think you have to understand that one. Means after giving the stroke, the piston will come to here again. Okay, few molecules are taken out. Then here the remaining molecules will try to occupy the full one, that you know, I think in your physics or chemistry. Whatever the number of molecules you are taking in the bulb, those number of molecules full occupies the full wall. That you know. That's why here, after pumping out, the volume again becomes V only. Okay. So number of molecules, some number of molecules are pumped out, means number of molecules inside decreases. Number of molecules decreases means moles, number of moles of the gas decrease. Number of moles of the gas decrease means according to this equation, T already I kept constant, R constant. Here V, after pumping out, again it is occupying the same volume, and here the number of molecules decreased, so the pressure will be decreased. That pressure I already calculated here. Okay, now after one stroke, what I am saying, after one stroke here with the pump, okay, the pressure becomes P1, pressure equals to P1, and volume after pumping out, practically number of molecules are decreasing and the remaining molecules occupy the same volume V. Okay, so after one stroke, if I see, pressure is not P but volume will be V only. Okay, again to pump out second stroke, some delta V volume of gas out means some number of molecules. Again, I have to pull this piston outwards, means again I am allowing the gas to occupy a volume of V plus delta V. So previously, the pressure after one stroke is P1, pressure is P1, volume is V. I am writing PV is equals to constant, pressure into volume. Okay, and after the second stroke, the pressure will be P2, and here at that instant, the volume will be again V plus delta. I think no need to explain why, because already you pulled it outwards. Now the pressure in it will be P2, and that P2 I can write here is equals to P1 into V by V plus delta V. That P1 I am going to substitute here from this equation. P1, if I substitute, I will get PV by V plus delta V. Here you logically think, Nana, I am getting P2 is equals to the pressure after second stroke is equals to P into, look at here, V by V plus delta V into V by V plus delta V. That in turn becomes V by V plus delta V whole square. Now after third stroke, fourth stroke, I am not going, I am using some logic here. First, after first stroke, I got P into V plus delta V whole power 1 I got. Second stroke, I got 2 here. So third stroke, I am going to get V by V plus delta V whole power 3. So on logically, I write after the nth stroke, Pn, the pressure inside the bulb, will be P into V by V plus delta V whole power N. Okay, this is the pressure after nth stroke. Okay, this is one model related to using the vacuum pump while evacuating the gas from a sealed bulb. Okay, giving some constant volume at each stroke. Okay, that constant volume of air or gas is taken out from the bulb. Then what will be the pressure after nth stroke? Okay, that is one model, and this model is also important, Nana, from expansions of gases. And in that model, suppose if they ask, instead of giving amount of volume that you are extracting from the bulb, if they give volume rate means here in 1 second. Okay, not one stroke, in 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Volume rate he is saying. Okay, time rate means here volume rate is suppose given as some R. Okay, at this rate you are extracting the air, means evacuating this one. Okay, using the vacuum pump. Then after certain time, okay, if volume rate is given like this, then after a time t, sometime, what will be the pressure if they ask? Like after n strokes, here strokes and volume relation, there volume rate and pressure relation. Okay, if they ask, no need to bother, Nana. Why? Because you know the concept here. Okay, in this models are applied Boyle's law. So here at constant temperature, again I am going to use the Boyle's law concept. PV is equals to constant. Okay, while extracting, obviously we have to connect it to the vacuum pump and we have give some number of strokes. But instead of strokes, he is giving volume rate. So there, while solving, what the SR did, pressure is changing, and before giving the stroke, the volume is also changing. So both are variables here. So differentiate this equation. Since both are variables in the UV method, very simple, you will get P into dV plus V into dP is equals to, by differentiating this equation, equals to differentiation of constant is equals to 0. So after differentiating the equation Boyle's law, you are getting P dV plus V dP equals to 0. From there, you can write P into dV is equals to V into dP. He gave here volume rate. So differentiate with respect to time. So with respect to also given, with respect to time. Now you see here, this is the pressure, okay, into dV by dt, volume rate here given to you as R, and that is constant, keep in mind, is equals to V. After giving each stroke, again finally it is getting a volume of V, initial volume. Okay, let that initial volume be some V naught for our convenience. Okay, and that is constant into dP by dt and by. And now I think you understood. Okay, you already solved such type of many equations in physics. So here I am going to just rearrange. So here I am writing R into dt by V naught is equals to dP by P. Okay, if I rearrange, then immediately what to do, that also you know, simply integrating this one. Okay, so this is initial pressure, take it as some P naught. After a certain number of strokes, the pressure suppose drops to P. That P only he is asking. Okay, from initially time we know 0. After a time T he is asking. Okay, so yes.
dP by dt equals to minus V into dP by dt.
Okay, there now. Yeah, good now. Here I have to write minus x, and here also some minus here. Okay, right, thank you. And here, Nana, this is minus R by V naught into dt integration is a t only. is equals to, you are getting here dt by p is log t in the limits p naught to p. And there you are getting minus r by v naught into t equals to, here this is after substitution log p minus log p naught means log p by p. Okay, so simple. What he is asking, pressure. That's why I can write here P by P naught is equals to e power minus R by V naught into T. Therefore, P is equals to P naught into e power minus R by V naught into T. This is the final pressure. Okay, and it is clearly indicating, here we got negative sign. What we forgot actually here while writing, that negative sign, okay, indicates the pressure decreases exponentially. Okay, so pressure decreases finally. So here the pressure decreases, there also the pressure decreases while evacuating the pump, what we understood. Okay, so is it clear, Nana?
Yes, sir.
Both the models. Right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Nana. While going up, okay, after going a height h, suppose if you move from here to there, if you go up by small dh, pressure will be decreased by the decrease in pressure, decrease, I say, let it be some dp. Okay, what will be that decrease in pressure? Generally we write d pressure at a point is equals to, we write some p naught plus h rho g or minus h rho g while going up. Generally we write. Okay, so here what we say, the dp I require, dp is equals to, if I differentiate, if we differentiate this equation, p naught constant 0 minus this is dh rho into g. Okay, that's what I said here. Since I'm getting negative sign, I said here the decrease in pressure. Okay, the problem is here density also changes, Nana. That density, if you are able to write in terms of pressure, okay, then you will get the answer. What I'm saying, okay, means here by considering the air as the ideal gas, okay, we can use our ideal gas equation. PV is equals to nRT. I want density, so why don't I write it as P by rho is equals to RT by M. I think you know both the equations. So instead of the ideal first equation, I'm going to use the second equation. Okay, so from this I can write here rho to substitute. Rho is equals to, I write P into molecular weight divided by RT. Okay, so if I substitute there, I think you will get the idea now. dP is equals to what I got, minus dH, I don't know, and here rho, that is P M by RT, okay, into G. Okay, look at here, M is the molecular weight, that does not change. R, okay, I am taking temperature constant. Okay, why? Because if I take many variables, already two variables are, okay, many variables I can't find. Keeping the temperature constant, of course, here all the things M, R, T, G constants are. That's why I write here it as M by RT into G minus DH is equals to, I'm going to write dP by P. That P term taken to the other side. Okay, next what to do, I think you know. By integrating both sides, you will get the answer. Like log P is equals to here, minus mg by RT into H. Then you substitute the limits here. Okay, at the ground level means H is equals to 0, the pressure is P naught. I am asking at a height H, what will be the pressure? So simple. Here this is log P minus log P naught, means P by P naught is equals to here minus mg by RT into H. Therefore, P means, if you take this term to the other hand, P by P naught is equals to e power minus mg by RT into H. And here this P naught, if I take to the other hand, P is equals to P naught into, you will get minus mg by e power minus mg by RT into h. Again, I am getting negative exponential. Negative means it indicates again pressure decreases with the increase of height. Okay, this is if they ask the pressure at certain height, okay, without using the formula P naught plus H rho g or P naught minus H rho g. Okay, this is the practical thing now. We have to find out the pressure at certain height using this formula. If the heights are not like in kilometers or 500 meters or 300 meters, generally while solving the numericals, what we take, these heights are just 2 meters, 10 meters generally we take. For 2 meters or 10 meters, the change here directly, you no need to use this exponential term now. We can use P naught plus H rho g. That's why when you come to fluids chapter, we use this formula only. P naught plus H rho g or P naught minus H rho g when you go to the top. Okay. But if heights are considerable, like kilometers, in kilometers, from Tirupati to Tirumala, you are going maximum height, okay, certain height. Okay, in like 500 meters, kilometers, like at that time, the pressure, we should not say the pressure at Tirupati plus, minus H rho g. We have to find out using this equation. Okay, this is one model related to it. Come to here in this model, previously what he said, this is not vacuum, he said air, and liquid level above the liquid of means the level of mercury inside that tube, what he said is 5 centimeters compared to the liquid level present outside. That I took here, okay, 70 now. Better I take this is 75. Then my calculation will be correct. Then here that is 75 minus 5, that is equals to 70 centimeters. The pressure here present inside. And total length of the tube is given as 30 centimeters. Okay, and this experiment is done actually at constant temperature. Is again we are coming back to the same concept, what Boyle's law, PV is equals to constant. Okay, so here using that Boyle's law, first time I found the pressure here and the volume of air here trapped, I can say V is equals to, this is pressure P1 first time. Volume is total 30, this is 15, this is 5, and total it is 20. So remaining part, length of this part is 10 centimeters. 10 centimeters means volume will be 10 into area of cross section. Okay, so you can find P1 into V1 now. Now here the problem is total 30 nano. Okay, here the liquid level comes down, means comes to here. Okay, what will be the total length here means that length I don't know. Okay, let it be x, right? If it is x, volume I can write second time V2 is equals to, means that length he is taking it as x, simply what I am saying. Okay, after lifting the tube up. Okay, so remaining part here you can say that is very simple, 30 minus x. Okay, even though they ask what will be the length of the tube present inside the liquid, both the questions you can answer. Okay, so here volume will be volume of air in this part, means air volume increases to here, that is V2 equals to what I say now, the length into area of cross section. And here look at the mercury level is equal to the level of mercury present outside. Means here and there the pressures are equal. Here and there the pressures are equal means the pressure second time is equals to here the pressure present outside. Why? Because both the levels are equal. Pressure outside 75 centimeters of mercury. So it is also 75. Then I think you got the idea how to solve. Simple, very simple. P1 V1 is equals to P2 V2. By that you will get the answer. Simple, 70 into 10 into area of cross section. No need to write both sides, that A get cancelled. Is equals to P2 75 into V2 is X after cancelling area of cross section. Okay. By that you can find out X. Okay. Suppose the same question if they ask it is lifted up to certain height after placing like this, so that the total tube is completely empty. Means there is no mercury, not even this part. Means it is lifted up like this. Okay, so that there is no mercury inside the tube. The total part drops to here. The mercury level, whatever initially taken from here to there. Then at that instant, what will be the length of air or what will be the lift? Okay, means previously here the length of the tube present outside or the length of the tube present inside, both you can say Nana. This is 15 and this is 15 previously. Okay, and here suppose I found this length is 20, I can say the lift is 5 centimeters. Okay, this is 20 and it is 15 before lifting it up. After lifting it up, it is 20. So the lift will be 5 centimeters up, you can say. Anything you can say, whatever they ask. Okay, here in the question. So in this case, if it, the liquid level drops completely to the other end of the tube, means open end of the tube. Okay, in that case, very simple, Nana. Same thing, P1, V1, we know. So if you are able to write P2, then you can find out V2. Okay, V2, I have to write what, Nana? The total part is filled with air, total tube. That's why V2, don't write X. V2 is equals to volume of air. Total length of the tube means total length is 30. So I have to write 30 into area of cross section is equals to P2 here. Look at outside 15, 20, 75 centimeters. Now the level dropped down. Drop down means here this part I don't know, but total it is 30 and this part is X. So the remaining part inside the tube is 30 minus X. Okay, so it is coming down to this level, means at this level the pressure will be 75. Yeah, below this level, Nana. So plus extra you will get here, the height will be 30 minus X into rho G, we can write. Already we are saying all the pressures in terms of height only. So 30 minus X into area of, 30 minus X directly we can say. Okay. So again, P1 V1 is equals to P2 EV2. If you write, you will get what will be that X. Okay. Straight away we can write 70 into 10 into area of cross section. No need to write, both sides get cancelled. Is equals to P2 75 plus 30 minus X. Okay. Into volume is 30 A. A already cancelled. By that you will get X now. This is one model. Here in the mercury barometer, instead of vacuum, if air is trapped, how to solve while pulling that tube from mercury out. Okay, this is one more model related to expansions of